Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys have been keeping track of the videos, watching it, trying the problems. We've already done addition and subtraction where you have to make sure that the variables match perfectly with the same exponents in order to combine them. We also did multiplication where we multiplied the coefficients and then we looked at the like variables and we added their exponents. And now we're going to do division. We're also going to look at the zero exponent and the negative exponent, okay? When we divide a monomial by a monomial, we divide the coefficients and then we subtract the exponents if the variables match. If the variables don't match, you basically just leave it. So in this problem, I'm going to divide the coefficient negative 18 divided by 6, and that's negative 3. I'm going to take x to the 6th and x squared. I'm not going to divide. It's a trick. You have to subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. Y to the 3rd and y. Remember that there's a 1 there. So that's y squared. Every variable has a number in front of it, and every variable also has an exponent. So be sure to put the 1 there. Another way of looking at this is a lot of, you can split this up because there's no plus or minus between them. If there was a plus or minus between any of these letters or the number, you could never do this. But because there's all products in between them, you could split them up, okay? So that's another way of looking at it. So all we have to do is divide and then subtract the exponents for the letters that match. If the letters don't match, you just bring it along with you. Why is a term to the 0 power equal to 1? Well, doesn't 5 divided by 5 give you 1, and 4 divided by 4 give you 1? And anything divided by itself, like x divided by x, also gives you 1. Doesn't this give you 1 as well? Because they're the same exact thing, right? So 7 divided by 7, y divided by y. But this is the reason why. X to the 5th can be written as a lot of x's, all right? And I'm going to put a division sign, and then I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to say x. So with that being said, every single one, when you think about it, goes boom, 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 right? This gives you 1. If I used my property for division when we're working with exponents, I would say, hey, the letters match. And so all I have to do is subtract the exponents. 5 minus 5 is just the same thing as 0. And x to the 0 equals 1. Anything to the 0 power except for 0 to the 0, and I hope you all take calculus at some point, anything to the 0 power is equal to 1, and do not forget that, okay? So x to the 0 is equal to 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. How do we end up with negative exponents? Well, it's very easy. These two, when I ask you to divide x to the 4th by x to the 6th, well, we're going to keep the variable, and then we're going to subtract the exponents. 4 minus 6 is negative 2, right? Great. I hate negative exponents. So what do I do in this case? Well, if you remember what I just did with x to the 5th divided by x to the 5th, I wrote this out a lot. There you go. That's 4 times. That's 6 times, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to say boom, 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 boom. What's left in the numerator? Please do not say nothing. Say a 1. Very good, everybody. A 1. Now, what's left in the denominator? These two. Well, when we multiply, don't we add exponents? So how many x's are there? You're going to say 2, but it really means x squared, so I knew what you meant. So we're left with 1 over x squared. We said in the beginning that this is equal to x to the negative 2. And we also showed that it's equal to 1 over x squared. So that's why these two are equivalent. In other words, anytime you have a negative exponent, what I want you to do is put the variable under 1, just like this, and get rid of the negative, okay? So what I mean by that is, I'm going to do another, I will do another page below. And here's what I mean by that. X to the negative 4 is 1 over x to the 4. X to the negative 2 is 1 over x squared. X to the negative x to the negative 5, y to the 6 is 1 over x to the 5th. Y to the 6 stays on top. You see how the y does not have a negative exponent? And then we know when we multiply, you just multiply straight across. So that's y to the 6th over x to the 5th. So basically you put this under 1 if there's no term next to it, or under the term if there's more terms. How to turn negative exponents into positive exponents. This one is positive and this one is positive. They stay exactly where they are. So they stay here and this one stays here. This person is negative, so I'm going to turn him to positive. So that's y30. This person is x to the negative 4th, so I'm going to turn that person into positive. What I do is I swap where they are. So if it's negative, it goes to the top. If it's negative, it goes to the bottom, depending where they go into reverse. Now, we can't leave it like this. Does anybody know what x squared times x to the 4th is? Well, when we are multiplying, we are going to keep the base, and then we're going to add the exponents. 2 plus 4 is 6. We're going to keep the base and add the exponents. Now, some of you might say, well, Dr. Rabadi, can we first start with the rules for division? You sure can. So let's do that. So x squared over x to the negative 4th, don't you subtract? So it's x squared minus a minus 4. That's a plus. So that's x to the 6th, you see? And then you say y to the negative 3 minus a 6. Well, that's y to the negative 9. Well, we know we cannot keep negative 9, so we have to push him down to make him a positive. I prefer to get rid of negatives right away. It just makes me happier. All right? So that's how we do that. And how do we do division? You basically, you can only do this if this is a monomial in the denominator. Okay? So you cannot do it if there was a plus something here. No way. Only if it's a monomial. What you're going to do is you're going to just basically, and you don't have to do this as long as you remember to do it to each person. Okay? So you need to basically break them up like this. And 18 over 3 is 6. This is to the first. These are all, I need exponents there for me to understand what I'm doing. X to the 7th divided by x to the 1st. I keep it, and then I subtract. I keep it, and I subtract. Negative 6 divided by 3, negative 2, and then keep and subtract. Anything divided by itself, these two look identical. Don't even bother doing the rules. Anything divided by itself is 1. And that's how we basically divide. I think I have another problem here. If the area of a rectangle is represented by 8x to the 3rd, y to the 6th, I love writing the area inside the box of the figure. And the width is represented by 2xy squared. What is the length? Well, I'm going to have to divide to find the length. So how do we divide? 8 divided by 2 is 4. X to the 3rd, x to the 1st, you subtract. Y to the 6th, y squared, you subtract. Then you pick the right one. Okay, and the reason why is because area equals length times width, right? I'm solving for the length, so I have to divide. That's why I have this here. I hope this helped. I hope everyone has a great day. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. Take care.